to have elite fitness coach, prep coach Dan, and champion bodybuilder with us all the way from Vancouver, our hometown. We're so excited to talk to you about extreme fitness. Flex those biceps. Amazing. So when we see somebody with this physique, we know it's extreme fitness, extreme success, extremely successful. So Dan, tell us about your journey on how you arrived to this amazing shape.
So when I was a kid, I was pretty into comic books and superheroes and playing with action figures, and I really liked how muscular the physiques were. So I wanted to make myself look more like one of those superheroes. So when I was around 15, 16 years old, I started working out with some little dumbbells at home, and then progressed to joining the local community center gym. And I got more and more into working out and got more away from like unhealthy habits, and the gym became kind of like an addiction almost, you know, like I just wanted to go to the gym. I kept seeing results and I just wanted more. So now it's hard to keep me away from the gym.
Yes, amazing. I really like how you described like it's even hard to keep you away from the gym, right? So how would you coach someone, for example, that wants to transform the body? Maybe they have more body fat, or
Melissa, can you use yourself, right?
Right,
as an example.
As
right?
an example. So I weighed myself this morning. I want to lose like 7 pounds, for example, 7 to 10 pounds in the next 2 weeks. What would you recommend?
Okay, so basically getting lean comes down to two things: eating less and moving more.
That's right.
You know, there are many different diets. Many of them can work. There's no one diet that's the best. It really just comes down to burning more calories than you eat.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would suggest for you is obviously lowering your calories, particularly your carbohydrates and your fats, keeping the protein up, and adding in more cardio.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you really want to lose weight fast, you might want to do 2 hours of cardio a day.
Wow.
And this can include even just things like walking and biking. It doesn't have to be on a machine at the gym. And of course, the weight training is a big part. I'd say get in weight training minimum 4 days a week. The reason why the weight training is so important is because when you have more muscle, you burn more fat just doing absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So someone who's 200 pounds and muscular is going to burn more calories than someone who's 100 pounds and not muscular, sitting there doing nothing.
Is that like kind of a burn after burn or burn rate?
Yeah, you could look at it like that. So basically, you have a metabolism, right? And your muscles are very metabolically demanding. They demand a lot of calories and nutrients just to maintain them, right? So if you have a lot of muscle, you can store a lot of carbohydrates in your muscles as glycogen, and you're going to need a lot of protein to keep that muscle mass and build more. So it's very advantageous. Whether your goal is to be a big bodybuilder like me or just be in shape, weight training is going to benefit you.
Amazing. So Dubai, like this month is is it fitness challenge month?
To run with, right?
Yeah. So basically, getting the Sheikh Hamdan, Crown Prince of Dubai. So encourage everyone to be active for 30 days, and also November 20 something there will be a run on Sheikh Shahi Road. It's a free run. It's the world's biggest free run. We can all participate on Sunday. So amazing. But like you mentioned earlier, you've been in this fitness for like decades, right? 2 decades almost, since you were a child.
Yeah.
So actually, it's not just a matter of like a certain month or, but it will get you into the habit.
What I like to get people to see this as is a lifestyle, right?
Yes.
You're not just doing something for a short period of time and then going back to your old ways. What it took to get your physique the way you want it is the same thing that's going to take to maintain it, right?
That's right.
So don't think you can just diet for a bit, get lean, and then go back to your old ways and you're going to stay looking that way. You're going to go back to what you looked like before if you do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to build healthy habits and make bodybuilding a lifestyle for yourself.
Exactly. It's basically a lifestyle, fitness lifestyle. I see some people, they wear like those watches, right? And they measure their steps. That helps.
I really like counting steps. I think it's a really good way of keeping your activity level high, and it's easy to track that. You know, I like to advise people to get a minimum of 10,000 steps per day. And this is really easy because you don't have to think of it like, oh, I have to go to the gym and I have to go put in an hour on the treadmill. No, you can just go for a 10-minute walk after dinner, 20-minute walk here and there, and it adds up over the course of a day.
Yes. So basically after a meal, it'd be really good to take a walk.
It's really great because obviously it burns calories, right?
Right.
It helps with digestion, and walking after a meal can also lower your blood sugar, which is really good.
Amazing, amazing. I love it. So basically it's habits, your daily habits, you're building it, and then you can have this kind of amazing extreme success.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, it's hard to keep me out of the gym. Like, I don't need discipline anymore to go to the gym because I love doing it.
Yes. So in a way, I see this very parallel to a person's financial fitness as well,
Yes.
right? You have to also make it a habit and always look at the goals and keep on track. Suppose you have a goal you want to get to financial freedom, we need to figure out a number, just like fitness. We need to figure out the weight or the, muscle density and then make a plan and execute and make it a habit. It's almost like a lifestyle. Because if, for example, if you're already fit, but then you keep eating different things or not going to the gym anymore, you might turn out different, right?
Yeah. So, like she said, the building wealth is a lifestyle too, right? So you set a goal, you put together a plan, you execute on that plan, and then you have to keep it up to maintain that wealth, right?
Yes.
So if you just make some money, put it in the bank at some crappy interest rate, eventually you're going to become poor because inflation is going to go up faster than your money's going up. So
Yes.
if you want to stay wealthy, you got to keep doing stuff toward it.
Yes, and there's a few sayings about money. Money doesn't sleep, right? So if you have money, once you earn money, you need to save it and put your money in a place. Because if you don't tell your money where to go, you won't know where it went. Right? Basically, money has to be put into a place whereby it's working hard for you, making high return for you. Otherwise, if the money is confined in a place and depreciating, you're eating into your earned money. Do you know what I mean? It's actually, in fact, an energy that it can multiply. But if you put in a place where the energy cannot be multiplied, then you're not building the wealth. So it's very important to tell the money where to go. And in Dubai, it's an amazing place for investment because, once you become a local tax residency, there's no earned income tax, right? Or no passive income tax, and no rental income tax, and no capital appreciation tax. With eliminating all this from your taxes, you basically can multiply faster on an exponential level. So that's why so many wealthy expats are in Dubai. Actually, Dubai is a millionaire magnet. So I feel this is also a key factor in terms of growing the net worth. In North America, where we're from, we have to create all these fancy tax structures just to lower the taxes so then our money can grow. In Dubai, you don't have to worry about it.
Yes.
So it makes it very simple. So you work hard, you make money, and let your money grow. Very important. So that's why we set up the Gong'an Capital as well. So we help our clients achieve great returns as well as a tax-free environment or tax-efficient vehicle, as well as giving them cash flow, right? When you have cash flow, basically you can spend it, right? You can build your financial freedom. It's kind of like you put this part as your money, and then it generates money, and then you can spend this part, rather than spending this part. Does that make sense? Rather than spending your actual money, you're making your money make money, and then you spend the money that's made from your money. How about any questions, Andre?
Yes, then tell us typical day of your eating from morning to evening.
Okay, well, with my diet, protein is the most important thing, right? So I make sure that at every feeding I get a certain amount of protein. Now for a guy my size, it's typically at least 50 grams of protein, and I have about 5, sometimes 6 feedings or meals per day. So another thing that's really important in the diet is micronutrients. So that would be things like your vitamins and your minerals. So I do take supplements. I take vitamin minerals. I take herbals. But it's also very important to eat some fruit, especially ones that are high in nutrients and antioxidants. Like berries are really great. They're also very low calorie, which is great. Fiber is very important in the diet too. So you can get that. You can get your insoluble fiber from things like veggies and fruit, and you can get soluble fiber from things like oats and whole grains. So I always want to make sure that you have protein covered, you have your fiber, you have your micronutrients.
So Dan, so the advice like have protein is good for everyone. Everybody should start with protein, right?
Yeah,
Keep
everybody needs protein.
Because I'm seeing a lot of people that eat only carbs every single meal.
Talk about nutrition, or when I read it online, it's called essential amino acids.
Right.
They're essential to our building blocks.
Yes.
So if we don't take enough protein, we're losing the essential amino acids.
Yes.
Also essential fatty acids, which come from good fats. So
Correct.
they are essential. You never hear the word essential sugar.
This is a very good point.
She's getting better. She's getting better.
This is a very good point. So there are, like she said, there are essential amino acids, right? So these amino acids are what make up proteins, and proteins are what make up our muscles, right? So we need protein to build our muscles, but we also need proteins to build other cellular structures in our body, right? Proteins comprise cell walls too, so we need those. As well, like she said, we need essential fatty acids because they have vital roles in the body too. And you need to make sure you have a variety of fatty acids. You need your omega-3s, you need your omega-6s, which most people typically get a lot of, and those are the more inflammatory omegas. So we want to keep the omega-6s. These are things that are in like fatty meats and processed foods. We want to try to keep those a little bit lower and try to get more omega-3s in our diet, as well as getting omega-9s, which you typically only find in things like olive oil. So if you have a variety of healthy fat sources, you'll make sure you're getting all your essentials covered. As well, fish oil supplements are an amazing source of omega-3s. So that would be a highly recommended supplement to add in.
Amazing, amazing. So like when we look at this like fitness parallel to finance, it's just building blocks as well. When we have a portfolio of building your net worth, real estate is a major like building block. I would say that's almost the protein.
So would you say that in anyone's investment portfolio, they should have some kind of real estate investment?
Yes, it would be the base.
Okay.
Right? And when we look at history, when we have an increase in population, real estate is actually infrastructure to support the population growth because everybody needs a home. Everybody needs a place to stay, right? So that's why like real estate is a very good foundation. I would call that like almost your protein.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
Like it.
Yes, and then when your protein generate, because actually real estate can also generate return on investment. Right? But oftentimes in North America, the percentage is not high enough. So also we need to find the building block that can generate the higher return.
Right.
Yeah. And then the essential fatty acids, I would say that's cash flow.
Okay.
Right?
Nice. I love it.
Right? So for example, if you have a investment vehicle that can generate cash flow, once you have the base of the foundation, then you can select some products or investment vehicle that can generate, as a fatty asset. And then, cash flow, because you need cash flow. If you don't have cash flow, everything's locked in the real estate. When it's not generating spending money, then you don't have any like a support. When you say, for example, you don't work, right? We are working. This is active income. We want our assets to generate passive income for us. And this is why a lot of expats, wealthy expats, move to Dubai, because in highly taxed countries such as North America or Europe, your active income is taxed very high. Like if I was working for somebody and I have active income, my highest marginal tax rate in British Columbia, Canada is up to 53%. So imagine, it's like more than half of your earned income is gone,
Yeah.
right? So if you're in a tax-friendly environment or tax haven, your earned income is not even taxed. Imagine this 53% working harder for you, right? So this is why it's such a beautiful place to be and it's safe.
Amen.
So if you want to know more about moving to Dubai, let us know and we can talk more about fitness and finance. Cheers. Any questions, Andre?
No question. Maybe one advice for our followers. if you
Okay,
can.
okay, should we continue?
Wonderful.
Okay.
Incha, one second.